Hey guys, Toast here. Welcome to What Made It Great. This is a series where we discuss certain aspects of games that made them great, or even games themselves that were standout experiences, and analyze exactly what it was about them that made them enjoyable. Today I want to talk about the world of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. The Witcher 3 takes place in the northern kingdoms containing Temeria and Nilfgaard. With a game that's the size and scope of The Witcher 3, it's fair to expect that a world large enough to contain all of that content may not be extremely varied or interesting, as it would take a lot of work to make a world that size feel alive and unique. CD Projekt Red managed to do what many other open-world games have not, by making virtually every foot of the explorable world interesting. Whether it be interesting architecture, natural beauty, unique events, or even just a grouping of NPCs, the world of The Witcher 3 feels very much alive at all times, and in my opinion is one of the best designed and executed open-world experiences to date. Let's pretend for a moment that all of the depth and interest of the world isn't there, and let's judge the world based solely on its beauty. CD Projekt Red created a world that is immensely beautiful, one of the most stunning of all current open world games in my humble opinion, so even if they left out all of the other features that make this world great, it's still an extremely enjoyable experience just looking around at the scenery. Mountains and fields are dripping with the beauty of nature, so much so that simple things like rocks and grass can catch your attention. Now, I have an HD texture mod installed that makes the texture resolution a little bit higher, but even without that, the world can still leave you breathless. The game's day-night cycle and intricate lighting system means that something as simple as a lake can look drastically different depending on the time of day, and I'll be the first to admit that I've spent more time than I had expected just looking around at the world and breathing in the surroundings. This is the standard by which other games should strive for, as it encourages the player to want to spend more time exploring the world to see what other visual treasures are waiting to be discovered. In addition to the beautiful textures and lighting, the overall art design of the world is also extremely impressive. The building design, geographical layout, and general art direction add a level of realism to the game despite taking place in a completely fictional world. To those of us who grew up on 8-bit gaming, graphics aren't the be-all end-all, but having a beautiful world to look at is certainly a nice feature. Beauty is obviously in the eye of the beholder, but one thing that makes the beauty of the world of The Witcher 3 that much more enjoyable is the variety of the environments in which you'll find yourself in the game. You may find yourself in a valley surrounded by towering snow-capped mountains, or in a field where all you can see is grass and distant trees. You may walk into a tiny village with a small smattering of huts and a few lowly citizens lazing about, or you may wander into a bustling city filled with activity and hundreds of people going about their daily lives. And the variety of the environments doesn't stop at the exterior locations. Many of the buildings in the game can also be entered, and each offer unique interiors to explore. A rundown hut belonging to a struggling country blacksmith will look vastly different both in terms of decoration and material than a beautiful palatial mansion of a nobleman. The cramped buildings in the city of Novigrad are stylistically diverse from the more spread out dwellings you'll often find near the mountains of Skellige. This variety encourages you to push forward in the game to visit locations you haven't yet seen. All of the aesthetic beauty and variety in the game is great, but it doesn't really mean much if despite all that the world feels dead. Thankfully, CD Projekt Red couldn't have nailed it much better when it comes to creating a living and breathing world around you. NPCs that you pass by will be going about their daily routines, some paying attention to the odd Witcher trespassing near their home, and others too concerned with their task at hand to pay the Witcher any mind. The choices that you make in the game will impact how some of the NPCs will react to you, and that makes for a very personalized experience. One of the more random moments that I've encountered that just made me stop for a moment and laugh is when I was about to meet a local official outside of his dwelling, and as I'm making my way toward it, out of the corner of my eye I noticed a yellow stream. I turned to see a man casually relieving himself on the side of a building. He finishes his business and is on his merry way as though nothing had even happened. It's little moments like this that occur randomly in the game that really make you feel like you're surrounded not by AI-controlled NPCs, but by people who have lives, who have been through ups and downs. It's a truly remarkable feat. Some people absolutely love The Witcher 3, and some people think the game is overrated, but however you feel about it, it's hard not to admit that the world created by CD Projekt Red for The Witcher 3 is a remarkable one. Regardless of how you feel about the story or the characters, the world in which they cohabitate is immensely interesting, varied, and wondrous to spend time in. This feat of open-world creation is one of the many things that's continually brought me back to the game, and has made it one of my top 5 games of all time. If you love immersive RPGs and you haven't tried The Witcher 3, I highly recommend you give it a go. Now, I want to know how you feel about the world of The Witcher 3. What aspects of the world that CD Projekt Red has created do you feel are remarkable? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more content, please subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Toast, and I'll talk to you soon.